Hello and welcome to another entry in this video series where we're checking out submissions to the DungeonCrawler GameJam of 2026. And this time we will have a look at Shorties Maze by Stinky Blob. So before we have a look at the page and then jump into the game, here's a brief overview of this year's Game Jam. This year's DungeonCrawler GameJam has been completely organized by the community, including donations for the prizes. The rules might look complicated but can be summarized very quickly. Essentially, the goal is to make a grid-based dungeon crawler with first-person perspective like Wizardry, Dungeon Master or Legend of Grimrock. And like these games, the game must have combat or a substitute, a way to win, to lose, and a character value like hit points, which can also be increased. While the game itself needs to be made within the 9 days of the jam, it is allowed to prepare and to reuse code and assets as well as using AI. You also got to pick and implement one of the 4 themes revealed at the start of the jam. In total, more than 75 valid entries have been submitted in the jam, freely available for everyone to try out. And the winners are determined by votes from the community. Purpose of my videos is solely to provide feedback and entertainment. And with that said, let's get back to today's game. Shorties Maze by Stinky Blob. So let's have a look at the description. Warning, this game has cooldown on weapons, but no animation for the cooldown, and the UI is a little broken visually. Okay, you are the last clay creature alive. You are short and poor SF. To get the money, you decide to go in a Shorties Maze, which isn't actually a maze, but a dungeon with no roof, with many traps and enemies. You could get the money just by going on the other side of the maze and avoid all threats, but you are too short, so you take the main entrance. Enemies are weak to different elements. Red beats green. Red beats green, blue beats red, green beats blue. Okay, I will take note of that. WSD movement, EQ is rotation. Okay, I'm just confused that it's written this way. Okay, LMB, left mouse button on weapons that are lying around, pick them up. Equip a weapon, click on it in the inventory. Attack with any of the weapons, left mouse button on them in the colored slots. Alright, so let's have a look at the submission page here. We have no further description. Dragons, elemental, rock, paper, scissors are implemented into the game. Most graphics and some audio assets. Most graphics were created by the team during the jam, and external audio, some audio assets were downloaded or made prior to the jam. So basically the graphics, the cardboard graphics here, they are homemade. And with that, yeah, let's jump into the game. Shorties Maze by Stinky Blob. And here we are in the game. So there's no menu or anything. We are right in the game and are facing a wall. Okay, so how do we attack? I don't know. I picked something up. Okay. Oh. Okay. Let's move around and see if we can find enemies. Okay. Well, we have the hand here, but it's not actually used for attacking. Okay. And yeah, it's a bit. So it's a nice idea with this cardboard graphics. But this is a bit problematic. So they do attack. Okay, let's try, and I actually did want to note down the vulnerabilities. Also, there's some, I don't know if that's intended, like the wings of these bats, but I also don't know if this is a bug glitch now with and this is the cooldown, right? No. Not quite sure. So it was saying that the cooldown is not showing. There's our okay, now we had to pick up this thing, and okay, Alright. So, regarding the perspective, it's generally fine because we can see the walls left and right and we do have some orientation. I think the issue here is mostly that the tiles are too small. So if the tiles were bigger, then it would also, the rest would have fit in a bit more naturally, I would say. But generally the perspective is fine. Yeah, the movement I think is the bigger problem. So because there's no way to, it does not queue up, and it also does not regularly, it's late already, check for additional key presses. So if I go forward and turn right, nothing will happen because the fade out or the movement of the animation is still ongoing. And if I go forward and turn right and hold the right button, which I'm currently still holding, nothing will happen as well because the game doesn't regularly check for that button. Alright. So, let me have a quick look at the page to see the different damage thingies. 1 second. Alright, so maybe this is a red enemy now, and a red enemy would be a blue weapon. Or maybe this wasn't an enemy at all. Okay. That's an enemy. And that's a blue enemy now. And with the blue enemy, we need to use the green weapon. Yeah. And it's toast. And this is also a bit of the result of having these small tile sizes, that the enemies are so much in front of you. Because this looks nice if you are far enough away. But if you get close, then everything is very washed out. And this is... Ah yeah, these are health potions. Alright. And because of the tile sizes, because of them being so small, you also need to press forward, like forward, forward, forward. You need to press 10 times to just go through a small corridor. Okay. The green, green. What's that? Ah, a flame trap. Yeah, and with a normal perspective, and I can show you, with a normal perspective, basically, or let's say, not with a normal perspective, but with normal tile sizes, this would be the tile in front of me already. So if I show you, like, this would be Legend of Grimrock, and you can see that it would be right in the center of the tile in front of me. While in this game, the tiles are so small that I go forward and then it's still one tile in front of me. And now, unfortunately, I can also not, but I can, of course, go forward and strafe. Yeah. Okay. Do they have a color? They'll just look grayish, so we will just test them. 40. There's also no... I mean, these are animated, but they only have like this basically idle animation, right? So we do not get well, there is a sound when you get hit, but there is no animation of them punching you or something. Oh. Huh. Okay. And it looks like... Huh. Okay. Okay, this is only showing... So usually you would do it with sprites that they are turn around with you. This is a bit problematic. On, off, okay. On, off. Okay, we had some some juice lying around here. So let's get this additional juice. Floop. I think that was it, or did we have even more? I don't think so. Okay. Oh, another door! Okay, nice. On, off. Uh-huh. Burn! Okay. I guess it's not going to burn. Yeah. Because there is a cooldown, that's a bit odd that we basically need to always click on all weapons anyways. Uh-oh. I think we might have gotten out of grid. So we are too far on the left. Something broke it. So we should probably not run around too much. We might get into a situation where we cannot go further anymore because we are too much out of grid. New monsters! Okay. 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 This one is dead. Die. Okay. Off. And there's the big treasure. One off. On off. On off. And you win! You got the treasure of the Shorties maze. Now you can finally afford a trip to the Wizard of the Woods, so he can grow you up. Yeah, just close the game at this point. Alright. So, yeah. Nice idea with the cardboard stuff. Regarding the perspective and movement, as I mentioned, the tile size is too small, and I think that would have solved basically the perspective issue, which otherwise, I mean, it still worked kind of fine, but that was one thing. And hand in hand with that also goes the controls, which should either be, I think, queued up or be either the camera trailing behind or continuously checking the controls. Of course, there's the obvious thing, like as he mentioned already and the developer mentioned in the description, like the cooldown's not showing. Also because the controls you need to press every time. There's also this issue because of the small tile size. In order to reach the same visual distance, you would need to press 10 times instead of 5 times. Also one thing, usually you would set up your map as a grid with this grid-based dungeon crawlers. So, and have basically a sanity check with each step, so that you are moving from coordinates 0, 0 to coordinates 1, 0 or something. And then the game would recheck if you are actually on this position and also looking in a specific 90-degree direction, so that in a 3D engine you constantly get readjusted if something breaks. Because otherwise you will have what happened now. that at some point, let's say there is a wall which is accidentally placed a little bit wrong, then you have an internal collision detection. You go against the wall and suddenly you stand in the middle of the tile, and now you might even face another issue. I saw that in other games, in previous jams, that, for example, you turn around and then you want to go through a corridor, but you can't already because the right side of the corridor is blocking you, and you cannot align to the gap of the corridor anymore. And that would also be an issue. Yeah. So that's regarding the controls and visuals. Yeah, nice idea with the cardboard. I guess there is a lot of stuff still to polish and so on. So still, thanks for the entry to Stinky Blob. That has been Shorties Maze. And if you want to check out the game, you will find a link down in the video description. And yeah, thanks to Stinky Blob for sending this in. Thanks to you all for watching this episode. And if you want to see more, you can check the playlist link down in the video description. They will find all the entries I've covered so far. Or of course, you can subscribe to the channel to not miss any of the additional entries I will put there. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye bye.